Can you imagine being an artist and not having the ability to use your imagination, to not have the depth of contemplation? The best time for artists are times when you're alone. Some would argue that it's times when you are alone and really going through challenges in your life. Some would argue that without the ability to contemplate, you simply cannot be an artist. To feel at a level that's deeper than the average person, you simply cannot be an artist. Being an artist is a gift, and your responsibility is to defend that gift as hard as you can.
Hey friends, how's it going? It's Sunday, it's the day off from the studio, and I'm at the beach doing photography, of course. My photography business needs attention. My photography mojo. Anyway, I'm making this video at the beach because I ran into a post on Facebook from a good buddy, great drummer, Aaron Serfati, and he lives in Los Angeles. He's a fantastic drummer, Latin and jazz. I mean, he's amazing, right? So he made this post that hit a lot of musicians right in the gut about the music business, right? And another friend of mine, bassist, Larry Steen, amazing bassist. I know a lot of great players, man. You know, I've been around a long time. So he responded to Aaron's post in such a great way, which basically like describes everything that I do. My MO was described by Larry, and I'm gonna read to you the comments that Larry made because it was just so spot on that I think everybody can relate. So, number one, Larry's first answer was, we can't let our egos and creative spirits be reliant on how often we get called for gigs. Trust our intrinsic value from years of hard work, experience, and wisdom we've acquired. Okay, that means that you should base your center of being on all the years of hard work that you've put into the business. Just because so-and-so, whoever, is not calling you to play means nothing. It means absolutely nothing. Like I've mentioned before, I don't care if the latest jazz guy or whatever, it doesn't call me and he calls somebody. I just don't care. You know, I have my own thing going, and that's what I concentrate on. It's very important to center yourself on your craft and the experience that you've had in your music. That is where your power is going to come from, okay? Not who you played with last week or who you didn't play with. Because that nowadays, especially, it proves absolutely nothing. Okay? So, number two answer. Stay inspired working on our own projects or with others with whom we have similar artistic vision. Basically, that's what I do all the time. I have my own projects going, my own band. I have about 6 CDs released under my own name, my own band, in different countries. Some on labels, I can't sell them on my website. But yeah, that's so important to do personal projects, because from personal projects many things can spring up. many things can happen. Okay, people see your personal projects first, you know, that get detailed. They see your passion, they see the precision and the depth to which you do things in your music. They see your dedication to the craft, and they see, of course, your artistry on whatever instrument that you're on. You know, so personal projects are like investing in yourself, which is the best investment you can make. By the way, I would never in a million years invest in a band again. If you're a young guy out there and you know, you're gonna join a band, I would never do that again. I did it, I got ripped off so many times. My supposed bandmate buddies, you know, while I was putting money into the rehearsal spaces and rehearsals and food and blah blah blah, they kept all the publishing money from songs. I was there present when we're being written, but since I didn't they say, since I didn't come up with the melody, but you're just a drummer. No, man, no. Make sure that never happens to you again. Okay, if you're collaborating with that band from the get-go and you're putting in money and your time and everything, you better believe that that publishing should go to you as well. Okay, so that's why I would not invest my time in a band. Now if there's a band and they want to hire you, that's another story. Okay. Okay, so next point from Larry: be open to the joy of alternate creative outlets, whether it's playing other genres, teaching, participation in other aspects of music, composing, arranging, producing, etc., or something inventive and meaningful outside of music. Okay, now that's something I've talked about many times, like parallel art forms. Okay, parallel art forms, which for me is photography. Well, I've been a photographer for many years now. What, 15 years, because I started getting into video, and then photography was kind of a natural offshoot. But it's amazing how many parallels there are in both art forms. Oh, I almost ran into.
Hello, sir.
It's amazing how many parallels there are in both art forms, and it can inspire you when you're having trouble with one or the other, right? You can really get inspired by your parallel art form, and it contributes to your, let's say, your main one, you know. Okay, I'm gonna pass this place because they have background music and I don't want to deal with it. So when I cross that thing, I'm gonna continue. Okay, another point is to be inventive with your projects. Do things that are outside your comfort zone, maybe to expand your music and give yourself new experiences while you're you know, trying to figure what your next move is gonna be. Actually, that's just your next move. It's just a, you know, these projects like this, they will bear fruit, believe me. Anything outside of music, as long as if it's in the arts, then I approve. You know, if you're gonna take up some other business, then if you're serious about drumming, it could be dangerous because it starts to take up too much of your time, and it could lead you away from drumming. You know, we definitely don't want that. You know, if you start selling cars or whatever, something so far removed that your drumming starts to suffer, then that's not a good thing. Oh, where I am. I've done many photo shoots right here. The sunset is going to be pretty cool because we've had some storms and there's lots of clouds in the air and the sky, so it should be pretty spectacular sunset shots. If I get a good one, I'll post it here with the video. Okay, point number 4 from Larry: Make or find opportunities, including gigs, while not waiting around to be hired. Find your own gigs. That's what I do, man. I book my own tours. I do clinics all over the world. I play places where you know, I've never played. I do remote recording. I'm starting that now. I do music production as well. You know, I learned Logic a long time ago, and I help people with their drum parts and stuff like that. I mean, you know, it's super important what Larry is saying here. Okay, you have to make your own opportunities. Do not depend on anybody to get you hired. The minute you start depending on people and start to worry about what this guy or that guy thinks, or will he hire, man, forget that shit. That's just a pile of poop, man, if I may be blunt. All right, so find your own gigs, do your own thing, man. That's a very important key element. All right, number 5, be grateful for those people who loyally continue to hire us year after year, because of the relationships we have and the trust they have in what we can provide. Man, that's golden, because loyalty is something that's very, very hard to come by in the music business. Ha ha ha. Loyalty is like what, you know, I can probably count on one hand the cats that I really trust and that I would really bend over backwards for in any situation, because they've been like my brothers, you know. I mean, literally like my brothers in life. One being my dear brother Francesco Desmaele, who's now in heaven. My brother, I miss him so much, man. Francesco was my producer, my friend, you know, and we did so many things together, so many projects together. He got me on other people's records and stuff like that. I mean, that's what I'm talking about. You got to be loyal to people, because when push comes to shove, you're gonna need close allies, big time. You know what I mean? Big time. Yeah, sorry. I think about Francesco and I start to get very melancholic. So 6, stay in touch with the joy we find in all facets of life aside from music. Never forget that we're not just musicians. We're members of humanity, something much bigger. I hope this wasn't annoyingly preachy. Larry says to Aaron. I don't think it was preachy at all. It was very, very beautiful words that Larry wrote there, and they describe my life. I mean, I don't know how much more accurate you can get about my life and how I operate. If anything, I take that to the extreme by traveling around the world and not being location dependent, right? I don't let anything or anyone tie me down, get in the way of my music, what I have to do. As I've always said, if there's a gig on the moon, go to the moon and play it. Another issue as I have slightly is the teaching issue. I don't think you should be teaching if you have no experience. If you have no playing experience, you shouldn't be teaching. If you can't play styles, do not show styles. There's nothing more corrosive and bad for your career than to get on YouTube and talk about a style you have no idea about. It's not only, you know, listen, not only is it bad for you, but it's insulting to the cultures in which they come from. I see a lot of, you know, Cuban guys, they get upset when people post songo videos. It's not even songo, not even close, or samba, you know, the ever present samba dysmorphia that drummers do They try to show samba. They have not the slightest clue about what it is, and it's so embarrassing. And I don't know why people have to do that anyway. So don't teach, man. Go play. Okay, that's one of my pet peeves. Don't teach, go play. And also, one of my pieces of advice: that all the time you spend getting students that you're going to deceive and show them the wrong things, you could be spending learning tunes and trying to get gigs and networking. Get gigs. I don't care if you got to play on a cruise ship. You know, get experience under your belt and make it happen. Yeah. We had a storm recently, as I said, and there's lots of stuff, seaweed and sticks and stones and stuff on the beach. So I hope I'm trying not to show you too much of that side, but usually it's pretty nice here. And we don't have so many tourists today because it's the low season, and plus there was a storm, so it's kind of empty. You know, the part about the loyalty and sticking to the people that really help you, you know, that's something that really got to me. And in a way, it kind of extends to you guys here on this channel who trust me enough to listen to what I'm talking about, even though sometimes it's crazy. And we are somehow interconnected that way. And I'm very aware of the things I say, and because there's some younger guys here that could be affected by this. And you know, I know when I was a younger player, a young guy, whatever, I know I get led astray so many times that nothing pisses me off more, to be honest. Sorry, I got the New York coming out of me once in a while. But we're kind of connected here on this channel because of technology and all the modern stuff. And also, you know, there's a lot of I'm grateful there's a lot of great players that watch this channel. I don't think there's a lot of let's say beginning guys. I mean, look at my stats. There's a lot of older players that have been around for a while, and you know, you gotta be on point when you're talking to these cats. We're talking to cats like you guys. You can't be talking, you know, things that are wrong. What sentence was that just now? Am I losing my ability to speak English? I don't know. I've been speaking Italian a lot because I've got a lot of Italian students on my site, and I have to coach them online, you know. So anyway, look at this beautiful water, man. I'm just waiting around for the sunset now to see if I can get a great sunset shot. It's going to be spectacular if it doesn't burn out over there. This is what life is all about. Can you imagine having to sit there in New York in the cold on the miserable subway, dealing with crazy nut jobs on the subway, when all this is out there and you can be in peace, living in peace? In a way, this is my side project as well. Traveling and discovering new places and just being at peace, you know. There's nothing like that, you know, nothing like that. All right, cats, I hope you enjoyed this video. It means a lot to me, even though we're not behind the kit right now. I like to do things like this. It's so important to see different things and talk about things, communicate, and I hope you guys will comment below. And I thank everyone who's buying the books and becoming members of the lesson site. It's an integral part of my life, you know, the lesson site. And like I said before, we're having a sale on the elite program. $1,700 instead of 19 for a massively deep program. Okay, you can read all about it. I'm gonna put the video here after this video so you can check it out. Anyway, thank you again, guys, for watching. Peace out from Bali, Indonesia.
Hi friends, I'm here to tell you about an exciting new program I have on my lesson site. It's called the Elite Program. In this program, you're going to be working with me very, very closely while I guide you through the entire site. The Elite Program, why do I call it that? Because I'm searching for the most dedicated people to study this material. If you want to be a professional drummer, you're gonna have to change your life. You're gonna have to put drums ahead of everything. And I'm here to make sure that that decision is something that's gonna benefit your life in the most positive way it can. Some websites have guest artists that come in and show you some stuff for about an hour and then they leave and you never hear from them again. You're stuck with the guys on the site that may or may not have much experience at all. In this program, you're going to be working with me directly, 3 hours a day for an entire week online, okay? We're going to be having conference online, video conference, 3 hours a day for a week. In this week, I'm going to guide you through everything, prepare you. I'm going to watch you play. I'm going to watch you practice. We're going to work together on things in the moment, okay? Which is very important. Now, why the price, you may ask? Well, an online video session with me usually costs $270 for 2 hours. A private lesson with me in New York costs $100 an hour. A lot of guys charge a lot more than $100, maybe $200, $300 an hour. My price is $100 an hour. I think that's fair. So if you take that many hours with me, okay, 7 times 3, that's 21, that's $2,100. The price of the course is $1,900. So you're already saving $400 by doing it this way. Plus, you have the full year membership to the site with email support, Skype support, and everything else. This unique study situation has been brought about by the technology we enjoy today. Before, you would have had to travel to New York, hang out with me, come to my house, you know, have all those expenses of going to New York, which many guys have done. But now we can do things in a much more, let's say, efficient basis, more economical, and a way that you can be constantly in touch, not only having me in New York there while you're there. Okay, so this is, I think, an amazing opportunity to study. I've taught at some of the best drumming institutions in the world. That's not something that everybody can say. And I have all that knowledge right here waiting for you. If you're serious about your drumming, the lesson site is there. And I'm there as well, ready to make sure you get the most out of the drumming experience and having drums in your life. Okay? I hope you'll check out the Elite Program. The most innovative curriculum there is comes from having the experience from teaching all over the world, drummers at every level from the highest drumming cultures on the planet. What you're going to need to participate is a way to interact with me online. You need to have a drum set up with your camera, your phone, or whatever. It has to sound halfway decent, and a good Wi-Fi connection so we have uninterrupted streaming. Now, as far as the price goes, if you use PayPal, you can break up the payments. PayPal offers you a variety of ways you can pay. You can use your credit card, and if you don't have access to those things, just write me and we'll figure out a way. But this is a very important program and I think you're gonna love it. It's not a common opportunity to study drums, so I hope you'll take it and make the best of it. All right, folks, see you on the Elite Program. Peace.